SSG's gotten better and better the more they have figured out their own personality. LJ, one of the standouts as to why. But let's get into game number one for our first series here of the night for North America here on the mainstream. RMC versus SSG. Gonna be fun.
That was an incredible catch from Matchday right off the rip from the kickoff. But I do think something that is really important to say about RMC as well is this is a team that I think very rarely has all three of their players on their best day. And when it does happen, when those stars align for RMC, they absolutely do look like a top 4 team in North America. It's can they align those stars continuously through an entire series and through an entire format like we have here in league play? That's a big question for RMC, is that consistency in their good days seems to be something that's missing or certainly inconsistent throughout their time in RLCS.
In the window of execution versus kind of skating alongside a great offense like SSG is going to be very small. SSG are not going to give you that many opportunities, especially at the midfield. So you're going to have to keep pace. So we look at the likes of Magicbear and Retals to really make up the most of that ground. Retals has to continue to be an IGL in the comms. And on the other side, you need players like Cheese and Magicbear to be ready upfield for opportunities when they can strike, just like here, grab a full boost, win the pinch, and Cheese puts it away.
Yeah, it's a great shot from Cheese coming from the side wall as well, redirecting that one top shelf or just below it at least. And good work from RMC to strike first here. That's the type of offense you're going to need from RMC as well. Quick down the field, finding your striker. Cheese, again, on his best days, on his offensive days where he is controlling the pitch, he's one of their best strikers, and certainly the team is better for it when he's on his A game.
First couple of big bumps, Retals able to eventually grab the demo, so expect the physical play to be a factor for RMC in this series. And I mean, you can say that about every single matchup they have, just about converting upfield. So far they're able to find one, but don't expect the SSG offense to stay back for long. Already Chicago waiting at the midfield. It's going to get LJ in transition. Here's a catch, trying to find the feed, but will take it on his own. Chicago gets bumped off, but still the pressure mounting. SSG not leaving the blue zone.
Great patience from RMC as well, allowing LJ to come through, but they broke up LJ at the crux of where he was, going to attempt either a flip reset or go to the backboard or a carry. Whatever his decision was, we didn't get to find out because RMC was so quick on the challenge. And that they have to be proactive throughout this entire series if they're going to keep
early
LJ
jump
at bay.
From Retals was looking for the contest. Matchbear, no boost, still able to get up in time. Second touch around, and it doesn't really matter. It was a bit sloppy from the defense there of RMC. Magicbear threaded it out, but unfortunately the stack doesn't work, and SSG capitalized.
Reynolds almost broke that one up perfectly. I think he was a little shocked that it was right in front of him, and the defense obviously in shambles between Cheese and Magicbear after the first save. Chicago's shot was not very good. It was directly at those two defenders, and they made the best of it, but as SSG able to collapse on the net.
My brain was trying to catch up what was happening as it was happening, so I throw bodies to the net. Sometimes it works. Retals open net and drives right out of it.
Whoa.
There was an opportunity where Cheese should have been able to slot it. Unfortunately, doesn't happen. Give it back the other way off the crossbar. Chicago leaves one to be desired, and Cheese will take it right back. So again, both teams having some fair opportunities. It should have been a 2-1 game from RMC. They give away possession into the corner yet again. SSG looking for their second.
And so far, so good, I think, from RMC. A start like this, again, just with the context of knowing Spacestation have smothered RMC traditionally in RLCS. This seems to be very back and forth. RMC are generating their opportunities. Of course, we're seeing opportunities from Spacestation. It's expected from them, especially in the matchup where they've been so comfortable. But for RMC's perspective, I think this is a great start.
Yeah, I mean, the defense from SSG has not been restrictive. RMC have had a lot of space to be able to maneuver, especially in the corner. Retals able to lead the charge with a demo. Power play here for RMC. It'll be centered out as the captain got there in time. Didn't really have enough boost to contest. Chicago actually gives it right back. Boys in blue still marching. Cheese ready in the center of the box. Has no boost. Retals very far back. Misflips, but has plenty of time to recover. And again, it's kind of situations like that where you have to trust your teammates upfield to win the challenges. Retals does, but if they don't, you are sitting with so much open space at the midfield, Corelli, that this free SSG counterattack is just because of pulling off of that initial play.
And SSG are really pushing hard when they feel like they have numbers up to the point where it opens up counterattack space for RMC. They haven't been able to take advantage of it quite yet, but it has led to this attack, at least momentarily, from RMC. Look at this pre-jump from Chicago. That's been beautiful on that read. And for RMC, their attack slowly
I think we're starting to see
fizzling out.
SSG adjust. I mean, Chicago recognized Reynolds is going to leave the play if Cheese and Magic Bear are up early. If that's the case, go for those pre-challenges at the midfield. You might be able to catch just a free poke towards the back line. Then you crash the numbers, see if you get something spicy. LJ should be there. Opportunities here for RMC. Plenty of boost. It was a double commit, not a pretty one. Reynolds still circling, looks for the bump, just gets out in front enough. Magic Bear takes advantage of the window, and 2-1 to RMC.
Yeah, great work from Reynolds, putting that challenge to midfield, and then, of course, right here, getting a bump on Hoxer. That's the type of play that we mentioned, the physical play coming out from Reynolds. Everyone knows it if you've watched one series of his. And we haven't actually seen too many demos, at least attempted from him, but a crucial bump. And now an open net off the kickoff. Reynolds couldn't put it on target. With 15 seconds left, RMC trying to get their first game against SSG in months.
Well, the offense has shown you exactly what they're going to do in every single possession. SSG still trying to adapt. Caught off the sidewall, have to go the length of the field. Demo's not going to help anything. Little Reynolds catch, and he pokes it free. GG's all around. Game 1 to RMC. And really, like, Corelli, this was a tail of the tape, which essentially Reynolds going to pull back. Cheese, Magic Bear going to stay upfield. RMC are going to show you exactly what they're going to do in every single possession. If they execute, it's a goal. If they don't, it's a counterattack the other way. Defense is what it is. This was a very standard play from RMC, and SSG just couldn't respond.
And, you know, I said, you know, maybe they didn't get as much physical play as I thought, but they did get 8 demos. So that's quite a bit here. 2 players getting 3 by themselves. I think very important for RMC, especially against offenses like Spacestation, like we keep mentioning. And you can see now there's some proof of the pudding. RMC coming out on top by 1. That physical play definitely paying off for this.
It's a good start for RMC. Look, it doesn't have to be pretty with this team. A lot of the times, it just kind of has to work, and they have to work out the kinks. I think that's one thing the squad is focused on, is not getting the engine going in rounds 4 and 5, but getting it going more in game 1 and 2s of the opening start of a tournament. So far, it looks really good in game 1. It was clean across the board. There weren't a lot of double commits that left a lot to be desired defensively. Their offense was able to hang up at certain times and really keep the SSG defense guessing on where the next player might be able to pop up. But this is still, again, a series where we expect more of the tape to be told in games 2, 3, and 4, should we go there. I don't think we're going to get maybe the best of the best from SSG just yet. This should be a very different game, though.
Yeah, I do agree. I don't know if you got the best effort coming out from SSG in game 1, but that shouldn't take away from what RMC did. They were executing on the play style that they came out, that shown success in RLCS, and of course now in game 1. As you said, Spaceman, I think you look towards SSG to maybe change it up a little bit, and Hoxer coming off the ceiling is certainly a way to fire up your offense.
Just got to keep the defense guessing a little bit. Cheese, actually kind of just a bit of a land buoy there. Didn't have any boosting. Clogged up the lane for Magic Bear, so what would have been a counterattack opportunity from RMC. Quickly back to a possession. Hoxer, backboard, setting up for Chicago, caught by Cheese in transition, over 1. Chicago going to deal with it quite nicely into the corner, and this is another instance where, yet again, RMC have a couple of numbers upfield cooking, but just can't find the entry.
Yeah, and Space Station have picked up the pace as well. They are playing quicker. I think taking this series a little bit more seriously, not that they weren't taking it seriously, but more so that I think they're respecting their opponent a little bit more now. And they'll try and find a way out from their midfield. It's Hoxer on the dribble, and Cheese again, the early challenge from RMC. That's great from them. It's paid off to slow down Space Station.
They're winning the aerials as well. I mean, Cheese, low boost, winning the 50, sets up the spread they have now at the midfield, playing just a little bit of man-to-man here for RMC. Reynolds looking for the center. Wasn't going to find a shot out of it, but did enough to, again, force more numbers to collapse to the adjacent corner. The captain there yet again. Calls his own number. Holding the reset. Uses it. LJ easily taken away. And SSG will be able to breathe back in the midfield.
Very patient from SSG as well, and they weren't punished by bringing that ball down into the front of the box. Cheese was playing a little bit further back, and there wasn't an instant challenge as that ball fell to the floor. For Space Station, though, you're not really seeing those sparks of offense now, as you did maybe in the first minute or so. This one let for Reynolds. Seems like RMC getting the better of Space Station.
And right now, RMC are following all of their touches, something that was not that present at times earlier in this season. Already a difference. Reynolds looking for the double. But this was a facet of this team's offense that when it worked, like Vitality in the earlier major this year, it was really great. But when it wasn't there, they struggle just to hit that next dimension as a team. Like to see it right now, Corelli, where, again, even if Cheese doesn't have an angle, even if Magic Bear doesn't have the initial shot he wants, they go for the first touch, then they follow up. Everybody's always in motion on the field.
And that's all fine and dandy, I think, when you talk about any team, but you do have to score. And it's great to see RMC getting their offense going, controlling Space Station, kind of corralling them into their defensive third, but you have to break through it. It could be here as Chicago dodging bumps and RMC trying to clamp down, trying to find the opening, and yet Space Station holding strong.
Chicago going to do with this one, had a lot of space to work. Instead gave it right back. Can't hate the attempt. Retals reset to center, maybe. Just trying to body block for an open spot. Cheese, not really much there to work with. And Chicago will try to escape with possession. Has LJ on the wing if he needs him. Looking for the flick, and no chance. Holds it on his hood and calls his own spot.
Oh, Slater. Oh, he bit hard, and Chicago went low. Smart from Chicago. And after all that pressure from RMC, they generate 4 shots with 0 goals. And on their second attempt for Space Station, they break through.
RMC very gung-ho to challenge everything at the moment. So take advantage if you're Space Station. They do. They draw first blood in game 2. For just joining us, welcome into the first series of the day. All best of 5s here on the mainstream. Only 3 best of 5s to go through. First game under wraps. RMC take it. And SSG draw first blood here in the second. Cheese wins a huge 50 to basically nobody. Right back to Magic Bear. That goes on its way. It will be on target, but not clean enough for the entry. And again, SSG hold on to the assault. RMC doing a nice job of keeping the pressure up, but they just can't find the opening.
They're finding the backboard. They're looking into the corner. They're pushing players out, but they're
man,
not putting a shot on target. Maybe the pass back to Reynolds will go through. What a play from RMC. Mid-air pass. Reynolds just stayed floating in the air, and RMC find their equalizer. So much build-up.
You could feel it working off the backboard. The catch, then Reynolds, the release. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to work. The goal line stand, perfect from SSG up until the final touch. You get one, you take one. Back to a tie game.
What a play coming out from RMC as well. And we mentioned, they spent so much time in this final third. You feel like they should have more than one. I think they're happy, of course, to find their equalizer. Now they're knocking on the door once again, finding some space. It was Reynolds. And SSG are able to regain control, at least for the moment.
Magic was there first. Reynolds going to get beat on this. Some space in the midfield. Looking for Magic to grab the corner. Cheese actually, instead of committing at the midfield, leaves back. Chicago looking for the redirect. Cheese with a massive 50. It will not matter, though. Reynolds, Magic, sneaks it under. And there you go.
Oh, it mattered. Oh, it definitely mattered. Cheese with a great challenge, and then he blocks Hoxer, and he blocks it back towards the middle of the box. Hoxer's trying to salvage the play at that point because he knows he's exposed. And Magic Bear has essentially a tap-in for the lead with 8 seconds left. I really thought that one was going to the corner. I'm surprised it just kind of ricocheted back out, but heads-up play by Magic Bear. Hoxer trying to tie it up, had a double. It looked great, but the defense still there. RMC throwing it downfield, caught by Chicago. He'll have to go the entire length of the field. The handoff to Hoxer. Hold on. Looking for LJ. I like the idea. Unfortunately, the execution with 0 seconds is as tough as they come. And there you go. 2-1. RMC take the lead and keep it in this series. Very scary start here for Space Station. The beginning of game 2 looked fine. They were playing up to the Space Station pace, but I'm looking at their scoreboard right now. LJ sitting at 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 shots, and 3 saves. And it's great that he was able to put up 3 saves, I suppose, but that's your playmaker. That's your big-time shooter. And for a lot of people, this is a budding superstar in North America. Not even getting a shot off here against RMC, and I think it just goes to show how strong RMC have gotten here in this series. Game 1, you saw it, and then we talked about RMC lacking consistency. They do it again in game 2.
You can feel the absence of LJ in this series so far, but specifically in that game 2, Corelli. I mean, no shots is not something we usually attribute to LJ stat-wise, but the ways in which SSG are trying to score outside of Chicago's catch and shot there late in game number 2, the ways SSG are trying to score are just trying to beat RMC on the counterattack. They're like simply playing the 1-for-1. Can we beat them if we get possession out quickly? Can we play the numbers? If it's Cheese or Retals, like pulling back on the play, maybe. But other than that, this is not the same level of offense that SSG are accustomed to, not the same one we've seen from them. And again, for like one of the top teams, for LJ, like you said, the budding best offensive player maybe in North America outside of, you know, some of the top names like Daniel, Beast Mode Atomic. Like, LJ's a superstar. He's just been quiet in this series, and you can really feel that absence.
Well, if you followed RMC throughout RLCS, then you know it's not over until it's over. And for Space Station, they have, I'm sure they know this, as they have reverse, I believe, if I remember correctly, Spaceman, they did reverse sweep RMC before. And already an opportunity for Hoxer. Another looming double tap from him. He set up the double tap a couple times. And he hasn't been able to execute, at least through the last man, quite yet for Space Station.
Speed from post setup to right back into the play, cutting into the lane. RMC are not wasting a lot of time or boost, knowing exactly where they need to be on the field. Very decisive defensively. Another positive for this team. With a month to go until champs. Again, we won't be seeing them there, but it's nice to see that this team's still progressing. Into the corner. LJ gonna grab a full tank. They'll just watch Cheese send that on its way. And for SSG, I mean, what do you think it has to be defensively? Do they need to hold on to the ball more? Do they need to, you know, work more at the midfield to start winning some of these 50s? What needs to change for this team?
I think you got to be a little bit more vertical with the ball, even if it just means you're booming it downfield. They're very horizontal right now, and I think RMC are very easily catching up to the play. Even here, you know, you're getting a double tap off the sidewall to move into the corner, but for what? You know, you're lucky that RMC weren't able to really hang on to it. You have a second chance, but now a demo opens up, and there's tons of space for RMC
that
to work
cut's
with.
insane, and that shot's even better from Magic Bear. This setup downfield, RMC are firing in all cylinders.
Wow. And Cheese landing on that one as well to keep it going. Kind of bounce passing it over to MB, who puts on a clinical shot towards net. 1 for 1. Our Magic Bear and RMC, and what a way to start off game 3.
And what a better shot to respond quickly. And we're all tied up from Hoxer.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect this one to go in. Cheese, from his POV, he's trying to cover the near post, but that side flip is what really did him in. If he had flipped forward, he might have been able to get the save, but even then, he might have been too high. So just poor positioning from Cheese. And now off the kickoff, SSG had another chance. Luckily for RMC, not falling.
This is where the flashbacks come in from all the games we've seen.
Oh, God. Oh,
but
please.
hey, I mean, listen, it's a very different squad. They're looking much more confident, much more decisive. RMC doing a phenomenal job right now of keeping pace. SSG are, however, a team you do not want to slack off against. Off the crossbar, Chicago trying to recover. Plenty of time on the clock for both teams to put more damage on the board. Chicago couldn't get the touch. Beat off the play. Defensively, RMC trying to break out right now.
One of the biggest things, if you talk to RMC throughout RLCS, was just trying to teach discipline to Cheese. They know how much potential is with this guy, and right now, well, Space Station adding it on. And this time, it was through the corner, and there's just no reason for this one to ever squirt out from the corner straight to LJ and Space Station. Take the lead at halftime.
You see the setup. I mean, Hoxer's just going to 1v3 that. He was not even bothered. Wins the 50. Knows exactly how to play the pinch. Moments, small moments where RMC, again, start to turtle up just a little bit. They can get beat very quickly. Hoxer, a lot of space over Retals. Cheese will get it out safely. How long will it last? Not for long. Chicago puts another one, and when it scores once, it scores multiple, as it's 3-1.
And this is great work from Space Station. They're converting on their opportunities, but more importantly, they're just generating more opportunities. It was something that we harped on at the end of the last game. You're just not putting your shooters in shooting positions. And now you see what happens when you do get that to go for Space Station. They're up by 2 and they're able to put away 3.
CN5, LJ to Chicago. There's a demo. And like you said, Corelli, you're waiting to see SSG play a little more vertical. Get some of that in the last goal, but just more control, really, of the ball, especially in the offensive third here. SSG, doing a nice job of changing up the ways they have tried to counterattack against RMC. It's really worked. Minute 39, no way that 50 goes in, and it does. LJ with another. 2 goals after being quiet all series for a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, 2 goals, 2 shots for LJ, and unfortunate challenge for Cheese. You know, he's trying to get back in time and just reacting. You don't expect that one to go towards your net, but it certainly was exposed. And a 4-1 scoreline for SSG. They'll be happy, I think, to bounce back after their first 2 games where it felt like Spaceman, they were just completely
it really felt like they were just not on the same page, and at times giving away very easy looks that they should have been able to counter against. However, the amount of shots they've been able to put up in this game, great for the offense of SSG. Again, reestablishing some of the fire they've come through North America with. However, for RMC, a solid game number 3 here, not scoreline related, but now you're getting some actual punches back from SSG. How do you handle it? That's going to be the question going into game 4, but it's not going to be a rollover. They're going to have to work for this win, and, you know, that's what you want.
Well, RMC only generated 2 shots to the 12 of Space Station right now. So, you know, we mentioned how Space Station needed to generate their chances, and the same thing could be said for RMC, just not getting any chance on the net. And I mean, Spaceman, this is, you got 20% of the game left, but I mean, it's this one's over. Space Station are completely smothering.
Yeah, you're thinking
RMC
about next for sure, but if you're RMC, you're trying to get at least 1 more on the board just for some positive energy mentality. Retals, a little fake, nicely done. Just to get something good back in the cars here for RMC. A huge win by Matchday.
And to get one here. Yeah, you get one here with 42 seconds left. Quality challenge. Wide open net. Some demos also, I think, opened up some space as well. But RMC, you know, you don't want to start believing it until you maybe get a kickoff goal or another goal in about 10 seconds as they send both corners back and the middleman on the challenge for the kickoff. And really didn't turn out too shabby. And the demo opened up as well. Hold on a second. RMC coming back with some fanfare here off the kickoff.
That win by Cheese is insane. Again, it just clipped Chicago enough to loosen up possession. RMC are there to scoop up the initial rebound. Everybody hold on, all right? Everybody lock in for a second. Retals wins the kickoff. Very wide open. Nicely played by SSG just to get it downfield. Hawks are killing so much time off the clock. In Chicago, playing it laterally, going back to what works. It's a decent lead. 2 goals is enough to find some insurance. Matchday trying to get it over to Retals. Retals waiting. And I don't know why RMC is waiting to press on this possession. They have all the boost in the world to do so, but that might just be it. Matchday, last-ditch effort. The net's a bit clogged. Doesn't matter. 4 seconds.
Oh, my gosh.
And it took a bit of time, but it's a 1-goal game.
Did this come off of... yeah, Hoxer's head. Oh my gosh, that was so late from Hoxer, and I mean, that's great from RMC. There's no reason that one should have gone in. There's absolutely no business of that one going in, and yet, here we are, 4 seconds left. Let's see what the kickoff shows for RMC, and they're going to have to go the entire length of the pitch. Slater's wanted that one on his montage, and it will be scrapped as Space Station. The score got a little bit closer, but I have to say, at the end of the day, they still crushed RMC in this game.
For the Slater montage, ladies and gentlemen. That was an attempt for sure. But again, credit to SSG. When it rains, it pours. They were just everywhere in the corner, winning massive challenges. Hawks are kind of open proceedings with that 1v3 that allowed LJ to kind of set up ready. They were winning the rebounds again. The different ways that SSG can beat you: slow play in the corner, fast off the backboard, using verticality. This is where this team gets really dangerous. RMC had some good showings, especially in that last 30 seconds, but again, SSG a little bit too strong, and a huge bounce back for them for a team that was so dangerously quiet in the first 2 games. Nice to see SSG respond. We're going at least to 4. For RMC, what needs to change going into the next map?
Well, you can't allow 8 shots from Hoxer alone, 13 in total from Space Station. That is not a winning formula if you're RMC. And you could look at the stats, you could say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, but generally, when you have a very high-powered offense like you do with Space Station, you have the players that Space Station has, you can't afford them a chance. So for RMC, it's certainly cleaning up their defense. Kind of the broken tune, the broken record that we said throughout RLCS is cleaning up that defense, having the confidence and the discipline of going when you need to go and winning the challenges that you need to win. RMC would love to get out of this series without going to 5.
They really would. Cheese, long clear downfield. Waits on the challenge. And right back into the throw of it. Welcome back into game number 4. Setup was there for Hoxer. These two teams going blow for blow. We expect this one to go the distance. It very well might, but a very hot start for RMC, a 2-0 lead in the series, and then slowly but surely, SSG start working back a little bit. Momentum, however, in the last 30 seconds of game 3 was all of RMC, and they do not slow down here.
Yeah, monster clear from Cheese, and he gets it back from Retalls, so it's great from Cheese to stay with the play, follow it up, and for RMC, in the first 30 seconds, or under 30 seconds, they're able to get on the boards. A fantastic start.
Ooh, one bite from Magic Bear on the kickoff. A little bit dangerous. Cheese able to handle it. Cheese on low boost defensively has continued to be a standout for RMC. And we hope that continues. His challenge has been a little bit more confident. Magic Bear looking for the setup. We're starting to see this more and more as these two teams play each other. It really feels like RMC are very open to just throwing the ball high off the backboard of SSG and then fighting for possession. If it's a loose ball, if it's a quick rebound, they always want to get up under the defenders and constantly play off the backboard, stealing boost and setting up a potential chance for someone like Retalls, someone like Cheese to get up quickly, take a shot, and get back out on the counterattack.
Spacestation are sending the house on a lot of these plays, and it's working out. LJ over to Chicago across the box, and RMC had no answer for it. Cheese got a piece of the ball, but there was just nothing he could do. He played it right back into LJ's hands. Maybe would have just liked to bring that one down, but for Space Station, 1 for 1. And a great
I think he wanted,
play.
I expected maybe a little bit more power behind that touch. Just kind of rebounded right back out. LJ wins the 50. LJ was maybe looking for the center. Here comes Chicago. Doesn't even matter. Big stop defensively. Retalls will be there. The captain will follow suit. Just gets it out to the midfield. We're taking right back. The lateral movement from SSG really cutting down the defense here. And still finding ways to get out in front. Grab possession. LJ underneath. The follow-up. Retalls has to play this carefully.
And you're kind of scratching your head for RMC about why so many of these balls are kind of floating towards their net with no one in the net to defend them. They're kind of having to catch up to the play defensively as Cheese almost had an immaculate flick. As you sit here tied up, Cheese trying to break through its Magic Bear to keep the play alive. And looking for Retalls. Retalls will call him off. He gets the demo, and RMC trying to clamp down. It's MB's time to shine. He's going to the backboard, trying to drop it in.
Wow.
It's too high. Retalls is there on the follow-up. Turned away by Hoxer, and
Those are
RMC
the kind of saves
denied.
that will make or break a series. We said it in the pregame. Defense will win this series for either team. Hoxer has been everywhere in the last 2 games, both sides of the ball, and Chicago is downfield. He can just wait for the pass. Hoxer just trying to carry it home. Will he get there? No. Retalls out in front. Does a nice job tracking with it. Magic Bear playing the 50, and Cheese will find the clear.
Oh my God, RMC. Oh my gosh, that's a different touch. That is a different touch from Cheese, and Magic Bear will ensure the goal. But check this out from Cheese. Just the faintest touch to keep that one on target, and his teammate there to clean it up.
It didn't even touch the ground. That's a ridiculous angle, and great execution all the way around from RMC. Pulling a rabbit out of the hat. This offense continues to surprise in this series. Chicago downfield, ready for the pass. Sends it on its way, and Cheese will handle. Retalls at the midfield should be able to get out and get some boost. Expect the RMC offense to start pressing here, but LJ yet again in the small, very simple 1v1 in the lane, able to throw it downfield and make RMC think twice.
Space Station now, just looking at this game from their perspective, I mean...
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well that's a great goal by LJ. Where did the defense go from RMC? Forget about what I was about to say, LJ. You can't give him this much space. He's going up with 70-plus boosts, and the demo, even on his own teammate from Magic Bear, doesn't matter. Nobody in net again. I mentioned this earlier, Spaceman. For RMC, so many times, there's just no one in the net to put a hand up, and that time
those are the
punished.
outplays from LJ that are just there. You can't stop that. As soon as he touches the sidewall, his wheels are already off. They're already in movement, transitioning into a catch and then dribbling it through. You can't slow that down if you don't challenge it head on. LJ's just a different type of gamer. And now they tied up. A lot of time left on the clock. SSG always have a buyout. LJ again into the air. Reset. Has Cheese on the backboard. SSG will have to try again.
Space Station. I was about to say, their offense really seemed to slow down, and they weren't generating enough chances. That's still true even with the goal from LJ. You sit here tied up. Now you've got Magic are isolated, and unfortunately, you give the ball right back to him. And now maybe RMC, an opportunity. A demo comes out, smoke screen, and, well, everyone can see right through it as the challenge came through from Space Station.
60 to go. 2-1 lead in the series for RMC. Game 5 looming for SSG. Interesting touch. Cheese able to quickly clear it. Could have been disaster for RMC. Magic. Beautiful center. Retals cuts it down. Can they play it? Not really.
Oh.
Magic Bear is flying at everything right now, Corelli. He is challenging every single possession.
Yeah, I don't know if the communication was there for the pre-jump pass from Retals, but Magic Bear was ready for it if it did come. And now Magic Bear again hunting. He's way late. Hawkster's been so speedy defensively. Him and Chicago have been smart on their challenges and so proactive, especially in a series where you're getting the best out of RMC right now.
Again, Retals in space doing a nice job of using the flip just to extend it towards the backboard, immediately look for the bump. He's not looking to win the challenge one-on-one. He's just looking to get in space so he can set up his teammates. Retals going to try to do it again. He's got Cheese ready. The handoff was there. Hoxer throws it over. LJ trying to put it away, and this touch from LJ is absolutely insane. The angle works out, and we might be going 5.
Oh my goodness. Hoxer puts that one far post, and it just barely doesn't crawl in. MB doesn't get a touch, and it's Hoxer to tap it home. Oh, a disaster for RMC with 3 seconds left. Is it happening, Spaceman? Are we going 5?
We all knew this. Everybody knew this was happening. There's no secret anymore.
Wait, they're past 2.
We're going 5, ladies and gentlemen. If you're really in chat wondering, oh, I wonder if this is going to go 5, go take a timeout. You need to time yourself out for a second because we all knew this was going the distance. Yet again, SSG through the sheer force of will from LJ, step up, using the sidewall to its effectiveness and shut down the offense of RMC. LJ was fantastic in this game, and the main reason why we're going Champions Field.
Oh, for Space Station, this is just a gift in Game 4 and a welcomed one as well. I think in a series where you're really not getting the best offensive output from Space Station, this one being thrown away by RMC, or at least giving Space Station a pretty easy goal in the waning seconds of Game 4. Space Station happy to see a Game 5 with how the first 2 games went.
It's interesting, too. I mean, LJ was quiet in the first 2 games. Last 2, been on fire. And look at what the output's been like, the production. Anyone wondering, is LJ actually carrying? Yeah, he is. The last 2 games have been the offense, i.e. LJ's offense. It has been the clear game, i.e. LJ's midfield presence. He has been everywhere, sidewall, midfield, backboard, corner, doesn't matter. If LJ is producing for this team, Corelli, that's why they're so good. Let's not forget, let's put some respect on his name. The World Championship offensive MVP of last year. They picked him up for a reason. They wanted LJ on this team to make those superstar plays. He's been doing it, and now they're in Game 5.
One more dance between RMC and Space Station Gaming. You knew it was going to go to round 5, but I'll be honest, Spaceman, this was not the way I expected it.
Really? I didn't expect any other way.
A possible
to
reverse
go
sweep?
5? Have we watched RMC all year? You should know, man. It's me on the call with you. What did you expect?
I've been on the hopium too much.
Right. Get back to reality for a second, buddy.
My bad. I'm lost.
Chicago trying. Wow, that 50's insane. Never mind. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Hold on a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Just when you think things are starting to die down a little bit, Chicago tried to find the clear, and Retals says absolutely not, brother.
Wow. And a little kiss off the post to boot as well. And once again, Spaceman, I find myself saying, hey, great way to start the first game. You strike first if you're RMC.
Oh, man.
And now a great kickoff as well. Cheese can't get it. Hoxer smart on his approach to the corner boost and back. He's able to make the save.
We thought this series might go the distance. I had SSG taking it in 5. It's yet to be seen. Cheese with an insane pinch off the crossbar. A couple of demos to open up things. But yet again, not wasting a lot of time nor expense with these clears. SSG doing a great job immediately feeling the pressure, dishing the ball back out downfield, and hunting for a bump, a demo, something to break up this RMC hole they have defensively. Credit to the RMC defense, but SSG are not here just to hold on to the possession and throw it away. They are absolutely looking for their first goal.
Spacestation. Certainly getting some opportunity here on the RMC side. A big criticism that we had on RMC throughout RLCS was their work out of the corner, and some bumps come through here now for Retals and the demo, relieving some pressure. And smart from Retals to bring this one down. Cuts the first man over the top of the second, and at least bought some time for his teammates to get back into position and get some boost.
A little touch from Magic. Allowed him to fall into boost. Retals looking for the double tap. My little prom king can't get it. That's okay. LJ able to get out in front of this one. Was looking for the pass. Retals open net.
Wait a minute.
Why, not going to miss this one. It's 2-0 RMC.
And I mean, great positioning from Retals, kind of playing the far side, but it was Magic Bear's challenge that pops this one out towards Retals, and the way he angled it ensured it was either going central or straight to Retals on the far side. So great, smart challenge from Magic Bear. And for Slater to be there on the correct side means a 2-0 lead
Standard
for
kickoff
RMC.
from SSG right to LJ's hands, and another shot that goes off the backboard. No follow-up. Chicago is the kind of plays SSG wants to start to develop more. Get in space. LJ there to dish it and dime it. Cut the lead in half.
Great work from Space Station. A good answer. I mean, this game could have gotten out of hand here if they hadn't scored. And a poor challenge this time from MB means a free pass over to LJ. And you know he's going to put that one away at the top of the box.
Right back off the kickoff we go. It'll be LJ who takes the first shot. This time, no. It'll be in the hands of RMC. The Cheese on the sidewall, ready for it. Backboard, available. Retals, little floater. Trying to follow up. But a 3-stack right now will be tough to break through. Retals flies in anyway. Magic Bear just crossing pattern in the net. Buys enough of a distraction for this one to sneak through.
And I think the comms might have messed these guys up. Hoxer and Chicago both going towards the ball and both stopping. Hoxer didn't have boost. I think he was letting Chicago come through, and maybe one of them called each other off, and they froze for a second, and that allowed the challenges to come through. And for RMC, they knew they could
First
start
step
again.
complete from RMC. Get a lead, get a healthy one. Second step, don't blow the lead. This is a team that even with 2 goals at times can give it back quickly. Will SSG be able to bite back? That's the question. Hoxer from the side wall. Can't get out in front of Cheese. Cheese still following, still continuing this play. LJ gonna have to do a 1v2 hero effort in the corner. He gives it back to Retals. It's in front of the net, but all this time being burned. Putting more pressure for SSG to deal with. They'll finally escape with the help of a demo. No, that's 2 demos for RMC and a lot of space at midfield.
Oh, the pass actually eventually goes to Cheese on the pre-flip. Space Station struggling to catch up with the play, but they do, and now they're trying to find a way out. And Chicago was using all of his boost for that. Retals has a free shot on net. If he could just corral this one in, and he will off the backboard. Retals puts away RMC's fourth, and they're up by 3.
This is a statement goal from Retals. This catch very softly on the hood and dunks it through on Chicago. 2 players in the net, doesn't even matter. 4-1 with a minute 35. RMC have shown up in Game 5 back-to-back weeks. Can they keep it going? 1 demo. Really, the demos have been the tail of the tape here in Game 5, Corelli. There's a chance for a counterattack from SSG about a minute ago, and then they get blown off the play, wide open midfield. Retals eventually dunks it from the sidewall. Every time you think SSG are going to start to, put more presence at midfield, they get demoed, they get cleared off. You know what happens after that. It has just not been pretty.
Now you got a minute left, or just over if you're Space Station. You got to get your offense going. They've generated 4 shots, 2 of them on LJ, 2 of them on Chicago, to the 10 of RMC. That is not what you would expect. If you had to put down who you thought was going to get more shots, I think most people would have picked Space Station Gaming. And they have not been able to find the
They can't even escape with possession. They can't get out of their own goal line without getting chipped. On low boost, Magic Bear just still fighting for possession. Still making things difficult for the defense of SSG. All this time being killed off the clock. Every single challenge makes it more and more impossible to go the length of the field and work back into this game. You need a counterattack, and you need it now. Chicago to LJ, the handoff. LJ double blocked by Cheese.
Ooh. Good look from LJ, but again, Cheese in the right spot. He's been disciplined on his goal line, and it has paid off. 10 seconds left, and Retals trying to put an exclamation point on this one as Chicago denies.
They made us go the distance for the 90th time in all 90 games, but this time it's RMC who closed the deal in dominant fashion on Champions Field. 4-1 will be the final score. Retals with 2 goals on 7 shots. The captain really stepped up with almost 700 points.
Whew, yeah, big game from Slater there, and it certainly paid off. Cheese with 7 demos, and you get 13 total from RMC. That is a pain in the tailpipe if you are SSG, and they could not keep up this time. But what a great series. This one goes down as 5 games, but I really do feel like this is some of the better games we've seen from RMC in a while.
And it was really a good turnaround from SSG in games 3 and 4. Granted, the catalyst being LJ, both offensively, defensively, how he was able to pick apart RMC's game plan, but the resolve, the resilience, the ability to make small adjustments from RMC, getting back to the speed and cadence that worked in game 1, getting back to those constant challenges, the follow-up touches, the playing on ball even if you don't have boost, making sure that clears from the back line are not for free. RMC did a very good job in this game 5, Corelli, of getting back to the basics, what really worked for them. And then once they started winning those challenges, I mean, how many times at the midfield we're like, hey, yeah, we're going to counterattack alongside SSG. We're going to try to meet them on the ball, but we're also going to go for those demos. And once that happens, you lose numbers, you lose opportunities. RMC just did a very good job of picking all of the things that worked well, not overthinking it, and playing good Rocket League.